Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so this is the last topic for chapter 12, that is national movement second phase. Okay, so we will be dealing with this last phase and this would be the last topic for the year. Okay, so what happened in this topic, we'll be discussing about the Quit India movement which happened in 1942. And in 1942 August, okay, what happened was Gandhiji, he launched the Quit India movement, okay, which was known as Bharat Chodo Andolan. Okay, it was against the British in order to leave India completely. Okay, so a resolution was passed on 8 August 1942 by the All India Congress Committee, okay, that was held in Bombay, and it declared complete independence and the immediate end of the British rule from India. Okay, so the Congress decided to hold a mass struggle, okay, or protest against the British all over the country, okay, and they also had slogans such as "Do or Die," okay, quit. The main reason why it was named as Quit India Movement, it is because they wanted the British to quit from India. They wanted the British to move away from India and give independence to the people. So it was called as the Quit India Movement. Okay, and slogans such as "Do or Die," okay, "Karo ya Maro" was used by Gandhiji and his followers and the entire nation to protest against the British people. Okay, so every man, woman, children, they all wanted a free nation, they all wanted a free India, and so they all came out in protest against the British. Okay, but however, the government, they will not just leave the Indians like that. Okay, so what they did was they took control of it at a very early age. Okay, what they did was they captured all the Congress. Okay, they banned the Congress as a association. Okay, as a committee, they banned the Congress, and most of the leaders of the Congress were jailed. Okay, and many people were also jailed, okay, before they started mobilizing, before they started gathering the people to protest. Okay, so this was not going to stop them. Okay, most of the leaders were arrested, but this was not going to stop them. Why? Because they were wanting independence, they wanted to free India. Okay, so what happened was people began to have hartals, people began to have demonstration all over the country. Okay, the people began to attack on the symbols that the British introduced. Okay, as well as they attack railway station, ports, police station. Okay, railway lines were damaged. Okay, as well as telegraph lines were cut off by the protesters. Okay, in response, okay, for the British to leave. Okay, and the British also responded in a very terribly manner. Okay, what they did was the police could not control the people. Okay, so what happened was they called in armies. Okay, and they started lathi charging the people who were protesting on the street, started firing on the demonstrators. Okay, so the protesters, most of the protesters were arrested and they were tortured and sent to the jail. Okay, most of the people were also raided, their houses were raided, people were beaten up brutally. Okay, and their houses were also being destroyed. By December 1942, okay, over 60,000 people had been jailed without no reason. Okay, and India suffered greatly during this period, and even the Second World War was going on. And so what happened, it affected the Indians at large. Okay, there was a terrible famine in Bengal in 1943. Okay, here, with all the incidents going on, around 30 lakh people died because of the famine as well as the protest that was going on. Okay, so the government did little to bring changes in the area in Bengal. Okay, Azad Hind Fauj. Okay, so The national movement grew at a very large rate when the Azad Hind Force, okay, that is the Indian National Army, was formed. Okay, it was also known as the Azad Hind Force. Okay, an important role was played at large. Okay, with the formation or with the forming of the Indian Independence League. Okay, this was the first thing which was introduced, the Indian Independence League, which was started off by Ras Bihari Bose, okay, and General Mohan Singh, okay, who was the leader of the army. Okay, they started the Indian Independence League. Okay, and it was also considered, okay, this Indian Independence League was considered largely as a prisoners army. Okay, Indians who were captured, okay, they were all brought and then they were included in the Indian Independence Army. Okay, there were around 45,000 soldiers. Okay, in 1943 the leadership of the Azad Hind Force was given to Subhash Chandra Bose, who was popularly known as Netaji. Okay, on October the 21st, okay, 1943, he declared, okay, the formation of a provisional government of independent India in Singapore, and then later on in the Andamans in 1944, Subhash Chandra Bose hoisted the Indian national flag. Okay, and the Azad Hind Force, when the World War was going on, they tried to enter India through the northeast region, and they wanted to march to Delhi, okay, with the slogans such as Delhi Chalo, Jai Hind, okay, and they won the support of many Indians. Okay, women also joined the army in large numbers, okay, in order to fight against the British, okay, and to get independence. Okay, the women regiment was considered as the Rani Jhansi regiment, okay, which was formed and it was led by Captain Lakshmi Swaminathan. Okay, the Azad Hind Force, they tried their best to liberate India, okay, but they were not able to do much. Okay, and Subhash Chandra also was reportedly to have died in a plane crash while flying from Bangkok to Tokyo. Okay, so that was how the Azad Hind Force played an important role. With time, okay, towards independence, by 1946, February 1946, what happened was the British sent a cabinet mission plan to India. Okay, and its main idea was to establish a constituent assembly in India. Okay, so they wanted to create, okay, or form an interim government. Okay, and also wanted to create a constituent assembly consisting of the elected members, okay, by the provincial legislature as well as the nominees of the rulers of the princely state. Okay, as suggested by the cabinet mission plan, okay, the interim government, okay, was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru, was formed. In December 1946, the Constituent Assembly started the work of framing the Constitution of India. With the cabinet mission plan, slowly by slowly our constitution started to came into existence, started to frame, okay, with the Congress accepting the cabinet mission plan. Okay, next is independence and partition of India. So when we look into the relationship between the Hindus and Muslims, yes, they were united at large at first, okay, when the 1857 incident was going on. But slowly by slowly, when British began to realize, this unity was going to spoil the British rule in India, what they did, they used the divide and rule policy. Clear? Dividing the relationship between the Hindus and Muslims. Okay, so when the cabinet mission plan came as well, the Muslim League and the Hindu princess, they refused to participate in the working of the Constituent Assembly, okay, because they were against it. Okay, and so what happened by this time in 1947, Lord Mountbatten, okay, he was elected as the viceroy, and he also presented a plan, okay, of independent India. When India gets independence, India would be divided into two countries, okay, that is India, the Hindu ruling states and the Muslim ruling states. Okay, and the princely state could join any of the states. Okay, so Pakistan and East Bengal or East Pakistan was created, okay, was to be created with the proposal of the viceroy, okay, that is Lord Mountbatten. Okay, so what happened was, when these discussions were going on, huge number of Muslim Hindu riots were taking place in parts of Bihar and Punjab, okay, where Hindus and Muslims began to attack at each other, and lakhs of people, they were killed. Okay, either they were homeless, they were killed, as well as the national leaders, okay, toured the disturbed areas, but they could not come to any solution. Okay, and most of them, they began killing each other in the name of religion. Okay, because they had different religions, so they started killing each other, attacking each other in the name of religion. Okay, so Gandhiji at this time, what he did was he hold a fast, okay, unto death, so that this killing would be stopped in this region. Okay, and so with this Gandhiji's protest, okay, at least it was able to relieve, okay, some further killings, okay, which was happening in that area. And Congress, okay, reluctantly agreed for the partition. Congress had no option, but they had to agree to the partition of India. So the Congress had no option but to separate India. Okay, so parts of West Punjab, Sindh, Northwest Frontier Province, East Bengal, okay, was created, and it was called as Pakistan. Okay, on 15 August 1947, India became independent after almost 200 years under the British control. Okay, Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India, and within months of achieving independence, okay, India went into mourning again. Okay, so what happened was, on 30th January 1948, okay, unfortunately, Mahatma Gandhi, who was known as the father of nation and a symbol of India's freedom struggle, was shot dead. Okay, so with which what happened was, Gandhiji died, okay, on 30th January 1948, and whole country went into mourning. And since then, okay, he is considered as the father of the nation, okay, because he led most of the struggles in India and brought independence to the country. Okay, with which we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you, and have a nice day, and best of luck for your exams.